Cabinet, Ambassador, other members of the diplomatic community, leaders in the private sector, and the management of KLM, good evening. Good evening. I want to start by saying I know you have a very new asset deployed to this market. And maybe, I don't know what you've been serving to your business class passengers tonight, but maybe you will need to walk through their business class and have some order in the house. From all that I've heard so far, I can say from a personal perspective that KLM has an extraordinary customer service product. But more importantly, KLM connects us with what I consider one of the most enjoyable and one of the easiest international hubs in the world, in the Netherlands. And that is what is important here. This is not just about an airline and a flight and a connection. This is a connection to one of the most prestigious hubs in the world. And that opens up significant opportunities, not only for passengers moving between countries and destinations, but it opens up tremendous opportunities for our economy itself and where we're positioning the economy in relation to our agro-processing potential, our cargo potential, and our ability to now move product and produce in a more efficient way throughout the region. And when one speaks about the aviation sector, I myself was a bit shocked to look at the numbers here. IATA did a recent study on Guyana. And in that study, they found that the aviation sector, or the air transport sector, as they put it, contributed $160 million to GDP, or it makes up 1% of our GDP. 5,200 jobs directly linked to our air transport sector. Those are extraordinary numbers. When you look at the economic impact of this sector, air transport facilitated the movement of goods, more than 13,000 tons of cargo. And these are the latest number from 2023, I would suggest. That is what the air transport sector has been doing for us quietly in Guyana. Just about 4 years ago, we had about 182,000 passengers passing through our system. Today, that has grown by almost 370,000 to more than 857,000 passengers. That's an extraordinary growth. But as extraordinary as this growth is, we are focusing on a more ambitious target. How is it we're going to build a mechanism to support 3 million people passing through our economy by 2030? And that is the ambition that I'm talking about. How are we going to position this economy in this country to allow 3 million persons to pass through our economy? But this is not guesswork. Having an ambition like that requires an ecosystem that must support this. If we never had the expanded runway on the airport, you would have never had these aircrafts. As I'm speaking to you now, we're in the final stages of signing off on Terminal 2 of the Chedijagan International Airport. Because already the existing terminal is inadequate. Terminal 2 will be reflective of our country's architecture, culture, and history, because the terminal itself would tell the story of the country. Then we have to have the hotels, the infrastructure, the roads. No one is going to come into our country if it will take you 5 hours from the airport to the city. And whilst there's tremendous inconvenience at the moment because of the construction, the infrastructure that we're putting in place is to make the central hub and all the connecting services within a 35 minutes radius of each other. That is where we're positioning the ecosystem. Then we have to have an experience that is first world, the digitized entry into the country. Moving, and we have already started that, the electronic passport, making it easier for those who are working in the country to have residency cards, work permit cards, and then electronic ID cards that are linked to a healthcare system that is also electronically driven. So this is not driving a race car, or this is not pulling up with a fancy car. This is real policy making, understanding how a policy making environment works. And that takes hard work. That is why I believe that we have an extraordinary team led by at the Ministry of Tourism, but the Civil Aviation Authority, an extraordinary team there, and I want you to applaud them. I also want to applaud Ramesh Gir and his extraordinary team. These are people who work day and night behind the scenes. These are people who get the work done. And I am very, very proud of all that we have been able to achieve. Moving our seat capacity coming into Guyana from 336,000 to almost 1.5 million seats coming into Guyana. That is extraordinary work in just 4 years. You know, 4 years ago we had just about 5 carriers serving our country. Today we have 11 carriers. We are connected only to 6 destinations. Today we are connected to 16 destinations. These connections and these things don't happen by accident. You have to have confidence in the economy. You have to have confidence in the system. You have to have confidence in the government. You have to have confidence in the policy-making environment. And as we have confidence in our partners, we don't see KLM as an investor. We see KLM as a partner with Guyana, and it is our duty to help you make your stay here successful. It is our duty to ensure that we create policies and programs, and we pursue policies and programs and investment that will make your investment here sustainable and profitable. You must be profitable. That's the bottom line. And we have to ensure that we support KLM in doing exactly this. You know, you will add 38,000 seats annually to our market. We have to work with you to see how we can fill those seats, how we can ensure that we optimally utilize those seats. Therefore, our marketing strategy for our tourism product must support KLM's reach, as you will support our product here in Guyana. You're going to operate twice weekly. And of course, the cargo capacity and opportunity that you bring to us is also going to be extraordinary. So tonight I know is a night of immense celebration. It's a night of accomplishment. It's a night of fulfillment of hard work. Therefore, I'm very pleased to join this gathering in heralding the official inauguration of KLM Royal Dutch Airlines service, linking Amsterdam to Georgetown, via the beautiful Caribbean island of St. Martin. This is no ordinary occasion. It is a celebration of connectivity, a celebration of confidence, a celebration of Guyana's ascension as a premier destination and transit point in the global aviation sector. On behalf of the government and people of Guyana, I warmly welcome KLM Royal Dutch Airlines to our shores. Your presence is more an endorsement of our growing economy. It is a vote of confidence in our stability, our infrastructure, and our vision for the future. KLM's arrival is not an isolated development. It is the latest chapter in a deliberate and strategic policy that our government has been pursuing for the past 5 years. One aimed at expanding the range of airlines and international routes serving our country. It is a policy that sees aviation not as a supporting service, but as a driver of national development. And when I say a driver of national development, very soon we're going to invest here in Guyana in expanded aviation education in every aspect of aviation, aviation management, training of pilots, aeronautic engineers. Every single sphere of aviation life will be part of the training program that we want to offer here in Guyana. And today, we add this jewel to that crown, KLM Royal Dutch Airlines. Commencing flights from Amsterdam on June the 4th, 2025. I want to pause here and appreciate the scale of what we are achieving, as I said earlier. Today is an important day for Guyana and the Netherlands. It's an important day for Europe and Guyana. It's an important day for the integration of our economy. It is an important day for trade between our region. It is an important day for our farmers who can now have high-value fruits and other processed goods ready for your market. It's an important day for Guyana because now we are connected to one of the most prestigious hubs, as I said. How are we going to work to have that prestigious hub make us their secondary hub? And this is an important part of the development. Having the Netherlands see Guyana as their next hub to move into West Africa, to move into South America, because of the centralness of our location, because of the competitiveness of our geographic positioning. We are ready to work with you. We are ready to give you the incentives. We are ready to help you to work with us in making this your second hub to the prestigious hub you already possess in the Netherlands. So KLM decision to begin this service is a powerful validation of that vision of Guyana as a reliable hub. It is one of Europe's most respected and enduring airlines, known for its operational excellence, its vast global network, and its reputation for service. And as I said, I would have personally experienced this. And so we say to KLM, thank you for believing in us as we believe in you. We wish your stay here great success. Together, we're going to build stronger. Together, we're going to move forward stronger and better for each of us. Thank you and God bless you. God bless all of you.
Thank you so much. Regional Manager of KLM Dutch, Caribbean, Guyana, and Suriname, Mr. Dirk Boetelaar. Please put your hands together for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. All protocols observed. How are y'all? How's everybody doing? Good? All right, that's the most important thing. So distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, business partners, and ladies and gentlemen, again, a very good evening to all of you. A warm welcome, of course, my team and I thank you for being here together with us on this event, starting today, celebrating the inaugural flight of KLM Royal Dutch Airlines tomorrow from Guyana non-stop into Amsterdam. So there's nothing like starting a long overdue celebration a few hours ahead of schedule. Tomorrow on the 4th of June will be a proud and historic moment for KLM Royal Dutch Airlines, as we will continue and celebrate a little bit more the inaugural flight connecting Amsterdam in the Netherlands to Georgetown here in Guyana. The very first KLM route to this vibrant and promising South American nation. The launch of the flight is more than just a new destination in the global network of Air France and KLM. It's a symbol of a connection between Europe and South America, between the Netherlands and Guyana, between commerce and culture, and most importantly, between people. Guyana is a land of immense natural beauty, rich biodiversity, and growing global significance. From the powerful flow of the Essequibo River to the awe-inspiring Kiter Falls, from its welcoming people and dynamic economy, Guyana is capturing the world's attention, and rightfully so. As Guyana experiences remarkable growth, especially in energy, ecotourism, and infrastructure, KLM Royal Dutch Airlines is proud to be a bridge for business, for tourism, and for diplomatic opportunities. Our commitment to this route is not just about flying an aircraft between our two cities. It's about stimulating economies coming together, bringing industries and the nations closer in order to grow. We're also honored to serve the Guyanese diaspora in Europe, many of whom now have an additional path to reconnect with their roots, their families, and of course their heritage. The route reflects KLM's long-standing tradition of pioneering aviation. We've been doing it for more than 100 years. Sustainability and the strategic economic global goals and partnership being built is important for us. With our hub in Amsterdam, one of Europe's most connected airports, we're thrilled to offer seamless onward connections to over 170 cities operated by KLM, of which 18 are in the United Kingdom. And if I add the SkyTeam partnerships, of which KLM is a founding member, then we're just shy of 1,000 destinations that we can bring you to. So please permit me just to take a moment on behalf of KLM Royal Dutch Airlines to thank a few people. Of course, the government of Guyana, the Civil Aviation Authority under the leadership of Lieutenant Colonel Egbert Field, who went to the same university as I did, and his team for his guidance, support, and his partnership. Our friends at Chegi Jagan International Airport under the leadership of Ramesh Gir for welcoming us with open arms. Ramesh, thank you very much. You've been instrumental. Thank you. And of course, to the dedicated KLM team who've been working tirelessly at getting us to where we are today. One gentleman in the group, Chair Campanius, you're probably really far in the back, but a personal thanks from me and on behalf of KLM for everything that you've done for getting us ready for tomorrow. So thank you dearly. So as we take off for Schiphol Airport tomorrow afternoon, let's take this opportunity and consider that this is just not a flight that will carry passengers and cargo, but it is an opportunity to build friendship and share progress between our two nations. To everyone on board and everyone supporting this new chapter, our sincerest thanks. We look forward to many safe and successful journeys ahead. Welcome aboard KLM Royal Dutch Airlines, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Guyana, welcome to the Netherlands, and welcome to KLM. Thank you.
Thank you. Please put your hands together once again for Dirk. We appreciate it. Thank you, Dirk. Indeed, we look forward to this partnership. I know I'm excited. I know many of us here are. And now we get ready for the ambassador of the Kingdom of the Netherlands to Suriname and Guyana with his address, His Excellency, Mr. Walter Oostelbos. Please put your hands together for him.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. All protocols are observed. President Ali, I remember very well our meeting after the ceremony in which I presented my credentials to you in November 2023, when you passionately expounded the need of a direct flight connecting your country to the European continent. And here we are today, celebrating the arrival tomorrow of the first direct flight of KLM from Amsterdam to your beautiful country. And I hope, dear ladies and gentlemen, that you will all understand that now I'm very tempted to brag about the important role that I immediately took upon me after my meeting with the President in realizing this. But honesty demands to admit that it was purely a decision of KLM on a business case in which neither the Dutch government nor this ambassador played any role. Mr. President, I think it's fair to say that your government, on the other hand, has been very instrumental in KLM's decision, because you have used the developments in the oil and gas sector to really open your country to foreign investors. So the new route between Amsterdam and Georgetown is therefore not only a milestone for KLM, but also a major step forward in the connectivity of your country with Europe. Mr. President, I am a historian by education, so I would like to take a little trip in the past with you. KLM, Royal Dutch Airlines, or simply KLM, was founded in 1919, which makes it the oldest commercial airline in the world. And the designation Royal was already granted by then Queen Wilhelmina even before its founding. And that's a very rare exception, which underscores the importance of aviation for the Netherlands. Not only then in 1919, but until now. KLM's first flight from London to Amsterdam took place in 1920. And I say from London to Amsterdam because it was with a leased plane and it had only one very specific piece of cargo on board, which was a handwritten letter of the Mayor of London to his counterpart in Amsterdam. Only 10 years later, in 1930, KLM opened a scheduled flight to Indonesia, which at that time was the longest connection by air on this globe. And then, after Asia, KLM also spread its wings to this part of the world. On November 15, 1934, the first flight to the Caribbean left Amsterdam Schiphol Airport with Curaçao as its destination. And the plane, I'm very proud to say, was a Dutch Fokker aircraft called Snip, or Snipe in English, as in the Waterbird. It carried 4 crew members and more than 26,000 letters from people in the Netherlands addressed to recipients in the Dutch Caribbean. And after stopovers in France, Spain, Morocco, Cape Verde, Suriname and Venezuela, the Snipe finally reached its final destination, Curaçao, on December 22nd. So the entire journey lasted nearly 8 days, with a flight time of 54 hours and 27 minutes. This was, at the time, a major milestone, not just for the Netherlands, but for aviation as a whole. And it showed the world that commercial airline pioneer KLM was now also capable to make a transatlantic flight. And mark, please, it was not to the US, not to New York, that had to wait 1946, but to this region, your region, the Caribbean. Tomorrow we will witness another milestone, the arrival of the inaugural flight between the Netherlands and the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. And Mr. President, unfortunately you had to wait for almost 91 years for KLM to connect your country to its already extensive network. The good news, though, is that the first trip from Georgetown to Amsterdam will take significantly less time than the first one from Amsterdam to the region. Only 9 hours instead of 54. And as before, tomorrow's milestone is much more than just the launch of a new flight. Dirk Buitelaar just said that. It is the opening of a bridge that connects the peoples and the cultures of both our countries. It is a gateway to Europe and will open more doors for trade and tourism. And therefore I would like to congratulate both the government and the people of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana and everyone of KLM with achieving this milestone. And I hope it will bring both KLM and your country a lot of prosperity. But I also hope that this new route will contribute to the strengthening of the relations of our two great nations. Thank you very much.
Thank you indeed, we appreciate it. And now we get ready for some brief remarks from the Honorable Minister within the Public Works Ministry, Mr. Deodat Indar. Please put your hands together for him.
Thank you very much, Phyllis. This is my speech. Mr. President, thank you very much. Ambassador Walter, I just met you. Thank you for the wonderful speech. To the management of KLM, Mr. Dirk Buitelaar, I hope I didn't butcher your last name, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I know that you mentioned, Ambassador, that President Tallinn spoke to you about making this a reality. But when we came into government in 2020, a few airlines were flying, maybe 5 or 6, thereabout. And the President said to myself and Minister Joe, we need to have more than 1 million passengers coming through Guyana. At the time, we were nowhere near. And we worked and we worked. Now, don't matter how much you tell an airline to use Guyana as a route, the economics must add up. We have had this challenge with United Airlines as well. But consistent work, together with what we see happening in Guyana, where there is a flood of investors, flood of visitors coming into Guyana, flood of workers coming into Guyana, the need for more airlines became viable when looked by the economic analysis put forward to the airlines. I remember, Ramesh, when we had this conversation with United Airlines, they said that they cannot do a route here without 5 flights. They were getting, the economic model was saying 3. And I'm sure that when you did your economic analysis, because Vice President Jagdeo also met some of the leadership at OTC, and he asked them to start the route. And from then, we worked and the President continued to speak about more airlines connecting Guyana, whether it's Europe, whether it's Africa, whether it's North America, whether it's Central America, or further down south, to make Guyana a hub. Guyana is situated in a particular place on the global map where it can become a hub. And by the leadership and the sustained work and follow-up, I think because of that, we are here tonight. It is not by chance, it is by sustained follow-up and work by the hard-working team at the CGIA, by the folks at the the Guyana Civil Aviation Authority. You mentioned Egbert Fields. If we were not audited by ICAO and got a relatively fair mark of 66.5% about our entire aviation framework, airlines like yourself would not find it Guyana as an attractive place to send your very beautiful 787 Boeing Code E planes. And it is because we have a country now that is seen by everyone. They feel it, they come to the country, they experience the country, and they go back and they speak about Guyana. Now, Apart from that, we have the elephant in the room, which is the oil and gas sector. Most of the workers that work offshore, they come through Eastern Europe. They come through Amsterdam, and they come down to Guyana. They either come with a British Airways flight, or they come through New York and down to Guyana. But most of the workers offshore, they come from Eastern Europe. Most of the captains offshore, all of the drillers, all of the engineers, most of them. And that makes the model, the economic model for KLM to come to Guyana a viable one. I'm very happy that you're coming through St. Martin and you'll come through Barbados, pick up some folks and bring them to Guyana. But from a Guyanese standpoint, the flight from Guyana will be a straight flight to the belly of Europe. And that will give our Guyanese folks at least the kind of experience that our neighbor Suriname was having for decades, or we could not have had, could not have enjoyed. So Guyana, at least our government, the government that I'm part of, led by the president, we are working for you to have every form of experience that every other country has enjoyed that we have not in the past. And these wide-body planes, I flew in one once, very enjoyable, very comfortable. And I just want to say that you said that the plane will land at Chedijagan tomorrow. It will be a sight to see a KLM plane land at CGIA, because what I saw before it stopping in Trinidad, there was a flight in Trinidad. And we called to Ramage and the rest of the team said, look, it's right next door. The plane is landing right next door. Why it can't come the extra leg? Finally, we are at a place where we can say, your plane is in our country. Now, I just want to close by saying, because the president will go through the numbers and so where we are with the aviation sector and so on. But the sector grows because of the economics of doing business in Guyana. The macroeconomics about the country and its projection, where we are going as a country, everybody sees it. Every analysis in every major bank, every analyst in every country, they see where Guyana is going. If a country has sustained economic growth in double digits of the higher realm for 5 years straight, it tells a story. It's not a fluke. It's not a fluke. It's sustained development because the policies that we put in place is working. It's been fleshed out and you see it. People feel it and they see it. And it's because of that that we enjoy the company of KLM tonight. Thank you very much. My comments are very brief, as I said, it's on this piece of paper. But thank you very much and God bless you.